Tales to Astonish. You'll gasp in amazement at the return of the Ant-Man. Stop him, my pets! Obey your leader! The Ant-Man commands you. Return of the Ant-Man, Part 1. In a previous issue of this magazine, we brought you the nightmarish story of Henry Pym, a scientist who invented two incredible serums. One, to reduce objects, and the other, to enlarge them back to their natural size. This will be a great boon to mankind. But first, I must make sure it works. The reducing potion is taking effect. It's working so fast that I can feel myself shrinking. But the potion proved more powerful than Henry Pym had anticipated. It reduced him to the size of an insect, and led him into the most frightening encounter of his life, within a teeming anthill. Frantically, Pym escaped from the ants and reached his enlarging serum. Thank heavens! It's making me grow! After he was restored to normal size, the scientist destroyed his potions, which he felt were far too dangerous to exist on Earth. However, weeks later, so great a discovery must not melt into nothingness. I must concoct the serums again. But this time, I will hide them safely away. No one except me will ever know of their existence. Someday, the world may be ready for them, but until then, they shall remain in my secret safe. There is one other important fact worth noting. After his experience in the anthill, Pym developed a growing interest in ants. It's amazing. Those insects are able to lift objects 50 times heavier than themselves. Secretly, continually, he made a thorough study of the ant world. In each colony there are only a few females, but there are thousands of workers. Note, females are called queens, workers are smaller than queens, and are wingless. We know that ants have sense, organs, and a nervous system. They detect things by sight, smell, and touch. But nobody knows how ants are actually able to communicate among themselves. The more I research, the more convinced I become that ants really do communicate through their antenna. If I could discover what their electronic wavelength is, I could tune in and learn more about them. After long months of grueling work, Henry Pym finally found what he had been seeking. This helmet I've devised will enable me to contact the ants, to tune in on their wavelength, and actually communicate with them. And I have designed a protective costume to wear, which will shield me from accidental ant sting or bite. However, that same day, the government gave Henry Pym a top-secret scientific assignment, and 4 assistants to help him carry it through. A gas to make people immune to radioactivity. What won't those government boys ask for next? It's a tough one, but they knew if anyone could do it, you could, Pym. Then, weeks later, in a nation on the other side of the world, our informants say the American scientists have almost completed the anti-radiation formula. So, then we must notify our agents in the Western Hemisphere, at once. Contact is made, orders are given, and then, do not move, or we shoot. We have disposed of your guards, and disconnected your warning alarm. You are our prisoners. I do not see Pym. He must be in his office. Ah, there he is. We want the anti-radiation formula. You will get nothing from me. Then we will get it from one of your assistants. No, each of them only worked on a part of the formula. I am the only one who knows it all, and I shall never tell. Ah, we are wasting time. We will search the laboratory and find the information ourselves. When we are finished, we will blow this place up. It will look like Pym and his men had an accident. They've posted a guard in front of my door, and there's another outside, so I can't escape by the window either. I'm isolated, trapped in my lab. But wait, there is a way to stop them. It's a fantastic plan. But it has to work. If it fails, the commies will have the anti-radiation gas, which will put them miles ahead of us in the Cold War. But they'll be stopped by a mere rubber band and some thread, among other things. I'll just set this ashtray on the floor and stretch the rubber band on it so. Now it is time to use another formula of mine. The most potent serum ever developed by man. A serum that can reduce a man to the size of an insect. It's working. At last, I'm no bigger than an ant. Now to do what must be done. When I was a child, I went on lots of thrilling rides in the amusement park, but this will beat any of them. Made it. The crack is small, but not too small for an ant-sized human to fit through. I guess right. The thread reaches right down to the ground. And there's my destination. The anthill. Must be careful. I don't want the ants to see me yet. Wait. I feel vibrations against my helmet. An Army of Ants. Part 2. Vibrations. Just as I suspected. The ants' antennae do give off electronic impulses. That's how they communicate with each other. But suddenly, they're turning around. They're coming this way. But how did they... Oh no. I forgot that they have a highly developed sense of smell. They're able to detect any alien creature near them. They hate intruders. They'll kill me unless I switch on my helmet and give out my own electronic impulses. The cybernetic helmet, built for communication between man and insect. Antenna. Transmitter. Sends impulses from wearer on ant's frequency. Decoder. A miniature computer that changes incoming and outgoing signals into intelligible meanings. Receiver. Open to vibrations from ant's antenna. Shell houses miniaturized electronic equipment. I've got it on full power. It's working. My wavelength is stronger than theirs. They're stopping. They're afraid of me. All of them, except him. He's the largest of the worker ants. And he's attacking. Note, in ant colonies, large workers do the fighting, food gathering, and exploring. Small workers carry, forage, build, and tend the young. An instant later, the powerful insect strikes. But to his surprise, Henry Pym is able to lift his large adversary into the air and hurl him away with ease. It's incredible, but there's only one possible explanation. When I took the reducing serum this time, it diminished my size, but not my strength. I still have the strength of a full-grown man. Here comes that same worker again. Looks like he's getting set to bite me. Fast as the Ant-Man is, the enraged insect is even faster. Ow! But the colorful costume Henry Pym had designed serves its purpose well. Its closely woven fine steel mesh protects his human skin from the ant's razor-sharp mandibles. And then... Now! Note, the Ant-Man's costume is made of steel mesh, consisting of unstable molecules, which stretch and contract as his own body does. One judo blow is all it will take to stop him. Next, I have to find a way to get the rest of the ants out of here and into my laboratory. I'll turn up my electronic impulses again. I must concentrate hard. My thoughts must be clearly transmitted to this midget army. It's working. They're crawling out of all the chambers. But no sooner does Henry Pym exit from the anthill. A beetle! From down here, he's the size of a dinosaur. He's been attracted by my colorful costume. Using his full-size strength, which he has retained, the tiny human is able to dig a deep hole in mere seconds. With himself as bait, the Ant-Man lures his foe near the hole, where he's attacking, but I've maneuvered him so that the sunlight is glaring in his eyes. Now to duck at the right second. I beat him. Now I'll just fill up the hole, and by the time the beetle can dig his way out, I'll be long gone. Continuing with his fantastic plan, Henry Pym mounts one of the largest worker ants. Steady. Do not be afraid. I shall not hurt you. Climb. Climb up the wall. For me, it is much too steep to scale, but you could do it easily. Heed me. The rest of you, follow us. My assistants are still helplessly tied up. We have almost gathered all the notes about the anti-radiation gas. Soon we'll be ready to leave. And when we do, we will blow up the laboratory behind us. Everyone will think the Americans had an unfortunate accident. I must untie Tom and the others, and put the spies' guns out of action. Tom, it's me, Henry Pym. I've come to help you. It's useless. He can't hear me. My voice is too low. Even if I screamed, it wouldn't be audible to him. Well, no matter. I'll soon have him untied. But, as the Ant-Man climbs over his assistant's hand, the larger man reacts, the way anyone might, to the sensation of a crawling insect. No! Don't shake me off! Don't! Falling helplessly, the Ant-Man frantically turns on his transmitter and sends an urgent call for help to his insect followers. They quickly gather and form a living net to cushion his fall. Just in time. Again, Henry Pym attempts to untie his assistant's bond with the help of his new allies. And this time, he succeeds. Now it's our turn to strike back. Part 3. The Ant-Man's Revenge. One by one, Henry Pym frees his assistants. But yet, the tiny human's task is only half done. My men still can't attack the spies, while they're so well armed. I must communicate with the ants again. I must make them understand what they are to do. Moments later, a swarm of worker ants crawl over to one of the spies. And, at an electronic signal from their new master, the workers attack, biting and stinging their human victim. Yeah! Then, Henry Pym signals a swarm of honey ants to plug up the barrel of the fallen gun. To plug it up with honey. My gun is jammed! It will not fire! Suddenly, there's another shriek. Ants! They're all over me! Hundreds of them! Where did they come from? How? Help! Get them off me! I can't stand them! I don't know what's going on, but somehow my ropes got loose. Mine too. And since those murderous Reds are without guns now, let's get 'em. Guess the boys can handle things from here on in. I'd better get back to my office before they search for me. That's it. Now carry me down to the floor. Moments later. Lucky I retained my full strength, or I might not have been able to push this test tube over. All that's required is one dip in the enlarging serum. And there. I'm my normal size again. I had better join the others now. Ha! Without their weapons, they were a pushover. We notified security. They're sending some officers over. We're fortunate it turned out all right. It could have been big trouble. Not only for us, but for the entire free world. It is over. The danger has ended for now, and my secret is still safe. But I wonder, will I ever be forced to become the Ant-Man again? Yes, Henry Pym. You will. Sooner than you think. But we will save that story for the next issue of Tales to Astonish. The end. The Doorway to Nowhere. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I've got to learn what's inside this door. I've got to. Hugo Cragg was certain that no doorway could lead to nowhere. But it might have been better for Hugo if that one fatal doorway did lead there. Our astonishing tale begins at the prison of an old European village, where we hear, "No! Stop! No!" There. That'll keep you quiet for a while. Now to take the food and escape. By the time he wakes up, I'll be safely hidden far from the village. The jail isn't built that can hold Hugo Cragg. Hours later, with the food I managed to steal, I'll be able to hide in this old deserted mansion until they give up the search for me. It's a good thing I knew about this old place. I discovered it years ago, when I was hiding out from the police after my first crime. Strange. This is the only room with furniture. Ah, a nice dry closet. A perfect place to store my provisions. Yes, sirree. A fella can always stay one step ahead of jail if he plans everything real careful. Haha. Now all I have to do is wait here for a few weeks. No one will ever think of searching in these parts. Well, might as well get comfortable and have something to eat. Running through the woods sure can make a man hungry. What? The food? It's gone. It's impossible. I put it in this closet just a few minutes ago. Where? How? I'll hang up my coat while I try to figure it out. Let's see now. I put the bag of provisions in the closet, and then I closed the door. Like this. Then I opened the door and... Oh no! Now the coat's gone too! I've gotta test it again. I'll put this table in here. And I'll close the door. It happened again! The table is gone too! I don't believe in ghosts or haunted houses. There must be some explanation. There has to be. What if this closet is an entrance to another dimension? To a different world, existing side by side with this world? Well, there's only one way to find out. I've got to enter the closet myself. Nothing's happening. It must only happen when the door is shut. There. I've done it. And now... Light. It's getting light. A strange, hazy, shimmering light. I've done it. I've entered a new dimension. Now I'll be safe from the police forever. And it hasn't affected me a bit. Ha ha ha! Nothing has changed, except that I'm safe. Forever. Nothing has changed, Hugo? How can you be sure? Don't you realize that people of every dimension always feel that theirs is the normal dimension? Too bad you can't see yourself yet. See what you've become. What you will be. Forever. But it's best this way, Hugo. You'll never commit another crime on your own world again. Fate has given you your sentence. And this time, there will be no escape. The end. The Thing from Outer Space. In the far reaches of our galaxy, spins a planet surrounded by a strange mist. The planet is called Neanthos, and should you approach it, you would find the surrounding mist warning you off. Stop! Do not land here! This world is quarantined. All beings are forbidden to set foot upon it. An entire world, isolated from the rest of the universe. Why? For what grim purpose? For that astonishing answer to those perplexing questions, read on and marvel. It happened in the year 2006. I was just returning to Earth. Look, here comes the Colonel now. There's not a scratch on his ship. Naturally, Colonel Rogers is one of the best space explorers of all. He's landed on more alien worlds than anyone else in the Space Corps. This time he's returning from Neanthos, a planet no human had ever set foot on before. I emerged from the ship, to the cheers of the crowd. Look, he's even brought back a sample of Neanthos vegetation. And then, in the midst of all the cheers and congratulations, it happened. Stop! Listen to me! All of you! You must listen! The plant is communicating with us. But it's not making a sound. It's using mental telepathy. This figure standing beside me is not Colonel Rogers. What are you saying? Of course I'm John Rogers. Do not be fooled by him. He's lying. I'm the real John Rogers. He is the life essence of this plant, but he has taken possession of my body. It was a mad, fantastic accusation. And yet, what if the crowd believed it? Look at me. Surely you all recognize me. I'm Colonel John Rogers, as I've always been. It's madness to think otherwise. Hard to know what to believe. In our fantastic universe, anything is possible. The plant may be telling the truth. It may be the real Colonel Rogers. Listen, can you prove your claim? How did he change bodies with you, if he did? It happened like this. I reached Neanthos, on schedule. I see no animal life, but there's plenty of vegetation. I landed, and began to examine the various species of flora. Then, I came to the plant you see before you. At first, I had no inkling of its sinister nature. This beauty would win first prize in any Earth flower show. Suddenly, as I started to walk away, its stamens came together and seemed to cause a strange kind of electronic wave. It's exerting control over me. I must get away. But I couldn't walk. I couldn't even move. I'm completely under its power. The waves, they're getting a tighter hold on me. My brain. What's happening to me? I'm beginning to black out. Oh. The last thing I remember was a blinding flash. And then I've become the plant. And there facing me, stands my body, controlled by the plant's own life force. Then the thing in my body uprooted me and carried me to the spaceship. Put me down! You won't get away with this! He flew me here to be exhibited, as a trophy. But you mustn't let him get away with it. You must change us back into our rightful bodies. Don't listen to him. He's trying to trick you. I doubt that any creature would dare make up so fantastic a lie. I think the story is true. So do I. But Colonel, if the plant could switch personalities once, why can't you make it do it again? You have control of it. Yes, but the electronic waves are only effective in Neanthos' atmosphere. Very well. We will reproduce Neanthos' atmosphere here on Earth. And a week later, the artificial atmosphere we've created is identical to that on Neanthos. If they change forms again, we'll know that the plant's story is true. That he really is Colonel Rogers. Don't do it! He's lying! Why won't you believe me? Why? But my frantic cries were useless. The sinister alien had won. You're making a horrible mistake! I'm a human being! A human being! The machine started up. I felt the incredible pressure. The strange expanding. Then, my sensations numbed. I was growing detached from my own body. Finally, I drifted mercifully into unconsciousness. I know not how long afterward it was when I awakened. Look, the plant's stirring. Yes. It's coming out of it now. And with the awakening came the awareness. So it was true after all. I had taken over Colonel Rogers' body, but I didn't know it, because when I controlled his body, I also absorbed his memory. That's why I thought I really was him. But why did you switch forms? I could not help myself. I have a built-in instinct to assume the form of any alien creatures I come in contact with. There are many plants on my world with such an instinct. And so, because of this dangerous instinct, the planet Neanthos has been quarantined by Earth and its neighbor. All alien beings are forbidden to set foot on this world. As for me, well, I was flown home, where I remain, secure in my own atmosphere, and happy with the thought that once, a very long time ago, I was a human being. The end.